Tractors are usually practical, reliable machines. But every so often, engineers let creativity run wild. Today we're diving into 8 of the strangest, most bizarre tractors ever built. From amphibious wonders to steam-powered monsters and pivoting agricultural marvels. Each one defies convention. Buckle up, because these aren't your ordinary farm tractors. They're machines you have to see to believe. Number 8. Happy Farmer. At first glance, the name Happy Farmer sounds friendly, even reassuring. But behind that cheerful label hides one of the most bizarre tractors ever built. Produced between 1916 and the early 1920s by the Lacrosse Tractor Company, the Happy Farmer Model B and Model G quickly became infamous for their strange engineering and frustrating real-world performance. Under the hood was a 2-cylinder gasoline-kerosene engine, water-cooled, rated at 12 drawbar horsepower and 24 belt horsepower, 12 to 24 HP. On paper, those numbers looked promising for the era. In practice, the tractor relied on a friction disc drive transmission with just one forward gear and one reverse, controlled by a lever that demanded constant attention and patience from the operator. Then came the truly unconventional features. The tractor's frame doubled as a muffler, an idea rarely seen even in early tractor design. It used independent rear-wheel brakes after the differential, allowing one wheel to be locked so the machine could pivot almost on the spot. Some versions went even further, offering remote line drive controls, letting the driver steer the tractor using reins, like handling a horse instead of a machine. Visually, many units featured an offset 3-wheel layout, instantly marking it as something out of the ordinary. Despite bold advertising claims, real testing, including University of Nebraska trials, exposed poor fuel efficiency and disappointing power output. Farmers found it difficult to operate, hard to maintain, and deeply unreliable. A dark joke spread through farming communities. The 2 happiest days of owning a Happy Farmer are the day you buy it and the day you finally get rid of it. So unwanted was this tractor that some Wisconsin dealers refused to take them back, forcing owners to keep them as spare parts machines. With its strange design and troubled legacy, the Happy Farmer earns its place among the bizarre tractors you won't believe are real. Number 7. Fitch 4-Drive. Long before 4-wheel drive became standard on modern tractors, one machine dared to do the impossible. Introduced in 1914, the Fitch 4-Drive was invented by Michigan farmer John H. Fitch and produced by the 4-Drive Tractor Company. At a time when most tractors struggled with rear-wheel drive or unreliable chains, this machine delivered something almost unbelievable for its era. True, fully gear-driven 4-wheel drive. Power came from a 4-cylinder gasoline engine, sourced from builders like Waukesha, Beaver, and later Climax, depending on the model. Output varied across the lineup, from the early 12 to 25 horsepower, the Fitch, to the highly successful Model D, rated at 20 to 35 horsepower. But horsepower was only part of the story. The real magic was the drivetrain. No chains, no belts, just solid gears transferring power to differentials on both the front and rear axles. Weighing around 3,000 pounds in early form and up to 6,000 pounds in larger versions, the Fitch 4-Drive featured a 3-speed gearbox, an astonishingly tight 8-foot turning radius, and rugged axle construction designed to survive brutal conditions. And it did. In a famous 1918 demonstration, a Fitch tractor reportedly plowed 100 acres non-stop in just 88 hours, powering through mud and obstacles that left other tractors hopelessly stuck. What makes it truly bizarre isn't failure, it's how far ahead of its time it was. Even after John Fitch's sudden death shortly after the company's founding, production expanded and sales reached international markets. Simple, brutally effective, and shockingly advanced, the Fitch 4-Drive wasn't just strange, it was a traction revolution. Number 6. Square turn. Imagine a tractor that doesn't turn, it pivots. Built by Albal Dover between 1917 and 1925, The square turn was designed to solve one of early farming's biggest frustrations: massive machines that struggled to maneuver. What emerged was one of the strangest, most agile tractors ever put to work in a field. At its heart was a massive Climax Model K four-cylinder engine, displacing an incredible 510.5 cubic inches, 8,366 cubic centimeters, capable of running on gasoline or kerosene. Output reached around 18 drawbar horsepower and 35 belt horsepower, more than enough to handle heavy implements. The tractor weighed a hefty 7,800 pounds, with 90% of that mass resting on the two huge rear drive wheels, maximizing traction where it mattered most. The real shock came from its patented giant grip drive friction disc transmission, with one forward speed and one reverse, and no conventional clutch or complex gearbox. The system allowed something unheard of at the time. One rear wheel could move forward while the other moved backward. The result was a near-instant 90-degree turn, or a full spin within the tractor's own length. Visually, the square turn was just as odd. Its offset three-wheel layout, with a single small front wheel and two massive rear wheels, looked more like a mechanical experiment than a farm tractor. Yet it worked. A 180-degree rotating seat, engine-powered foot-controlled lift, and strong hill-climbing ability made it ideal for orchards, tight headlands, and wet ground. Marketed as better than a team of horses, the square turn proved that radical design could deliver real results. Number 5. Bryan Steam. Just as gasoline tractors were taking over American farms, one machine stubbornly looked backward and somehow pushed steam technology further than ever before. Built around 1919 by the Bryan Harvester Company of Peru, Indiana, the Bryan steam tractor was one of the last and most radical attempts to make steam power commercially viable for agriculture. Designed by George Bryan, drawing on his railroad locomotive experience, this tractor used a two-cylinder, double-acting steam engine with 4-inch bores and a 5-inch stroke. But the real headline was its boiler. Instead of the massive fire tube boilers of traditional steam engines, Bryan used a patented, flexible water tube boiler capable of operating at an astonishing 600 psi and reportedly tested safely at 1,200 psi. For a farm tractor, that pressure was almost unheard of. Fuel was equally unconventional. The Bryan Steam burned liquid fuel, kerosene or vaporized gasoline, eliminating coal, wood, ash, and soot. Steam exhaust was routed through a condenser system, capturing water and returning it to the tank, drastically reducing water loss. The result was a steam tractor that started quickly, ran clean, and stayed compact. Rated at 20 drawbar horsepower and an incredible 70 belt horsepower, it weighed just 5,500 pounds, far lighter than most steam tractors of the era. And that's what makes it truly bizarre. While the industry raced toward internal combustion, Bryan doubled down on steam, but refined it to near perfection. Fast steam generation, sealed oil-bathed components, shock-resistant boiler design, problems that plagued steam power were suddenly solved. Number 4. Minneapolis Moline 445. The Minneapolis Moline 445, produced between 1956 and 1964, might look like a standard, reliable farm tractor at first glance. A workhorse of its era, it came with advanced features, multiple configurations, and solid performance. But among collectors and historians, one hidden story makes the 445 truly bizarre. Powering the 445 was a 4-cylinder, liquid-cooled engine offered in gasoline, diesel, or LP gas variants with 206.5 or 221.1 cubic inch displacement. Output reached around 38.48 drawbar horsepower and 41.95 belt horsepower, as tested by the University of Nebraska. The tractor featured a 10-speed transmission with an optional ampli-torque power shift, allowing gear changes without using the main clutch, a modern convenience in mid-20th century agriculture. Configurations included universal, U, narrow front, N, and standard tread, E, and standard weight hovered around 4,800 to 71 pounds, 2,209 kilograms. So where's the bizarre twist? It's all in the prototype X231. Unlike the production models, X231 incorporated unique engine and drivetrain components never used again, creating a mystery for restorers hunting rare replacement parts. Even more curious, a military version of the 445 tipped the scales at 7,900 pounds, nearly double the civilian weight due to added ballast for traction and stability, an unusually heavy adaptation for a tractor of this size. The Minneapolis Moline 445 isn't bizarre for eccentric wheels or steam engines, but for its hidden variance and technical anomalies. The rare X231 prototype and heavier military models give collectors a peek into a forgotten path of experimentation, making this dependable farm machine an unexpectedly fascinating piece of tractor history. Number 3. Hefty Model G. In the 1970s, Holtan axle and transmission co-makers Haxco of Juneau, Wisconsin, set out to modernize and replicate the legendary Alice Chalmers Model G. The result was the Hefty Model G, a truly bizarre, highly specialized cultivation tractor, instantly recognizable by its rear-engine layout, ultra-low speeds, and rare replacement parts. At its core was a 4-cylinder Continental Teledyne gasoline engine, manufactured by Renault, producing 27 PTO horsepower. The tractor featured a 6-speed transmission with an optional creeper gear, allowing operators to move at painstakingly slow speeds. So slow that a walking person could easily outpace it. Weighing approximately 2,100 pounds, the tractor had a 72-inch wheelbase, extendable to 89 inches for mid-mounted implements. Rear wheel spacing was adjustable from 40 to 108 inches, while ground clearance varied from 18 to 48 inches depending on the variant, including G18, G22, G27, and High G. The rear engine design created a large open frame in the center for mid-mount cultivators, a radical departure from front-engine tractors and a hallmark of its unusual configuration. Combined with the ultra-low-speed transmission, this allowed precision cultivation in spraying impossible for conventional tractors. Its rarity adds to the intrigue. Produced in limited numbers between 1973 and 1978, sourcing replacement parts beyond the engine and Spicer transmission is a challenge for collectors and restorers. Although Haxco updated the design with modern components, the mixture of parts from various manufacturers makes maintenance complex even today. The Hefty Model G remains a bizarre masterpiece of agricultural engineering, combining specialized mid-mount design, crawling precision, and scarce components, making it a coveted collector's item and a standout in tractor history. Number 2. County Seahorse. In the 1970s, County Commercial Cars of the UK unveiled one of the most unusual tractors ever built, the County Seahorse, a fully amphibious four-wheel drive tractor designed for aquaculture farms in Scotland and Ireland. Born from modified Ford Series 10 tractors, likely Ford 7610, the Seahorse could operate seamlessly on land, mud, and water, a feat almost unheard of in agricultural machinery. Power came from a robust diesel engine adapted from the Ford chassis, paired with County's four-wheel drive system, engineered to handle both soft mud and saltwater conditions. The tractor's entire lower body was encased in a fiberglass hull, forming a flotation chamber that allowed it to stay afloat. At the rear, a propeller, powered by the PTO or a separate drive shaft, provided propulsion through water, transforming the Seahorse into a hybrid between a tractor and a boat. The fiberglass hull added weight but distributed it evenly, preventing the tractor from sinking into mud or soft tidal flats. What makes the County Seahorse truly bizarre is its dual environment capability. It could traverse tidal flats, float on the water surface, and pull nets or equipment while partially submerged. A design specifically tailored for the niche demands of shellfish and salmon farms. Its appearance, with a bulky enclosed hull and rear propeller, resembled a miniature mechanized boat, standing in stark contrast to conventional tractor silhouettes. Although highly effective in its intended environment, the Seahorse's specialized design limited its use for standard farming tasks, cementing its reputation as a rare, one-of-a-kind tractor. By merging engineering ingenuity with a strikingly unconventional form, the County Seahorse remains one of the most memorable bizarre tractors ever created. Number 1. Farmall 1026. Produced briefly from 1970 to 1971 by International Harvester, the Farmall 1026 may not look bizarre at first glance, but it holds a unique place in tractor history as a technological pioneer. It was the first row crop tractor over 100 horsepower to feature a fully hydrostatic drive system, offering infinitely variable speeds without the need for a clutch. A bold step into the future of tractor engineering. Under the hood sat a 6-cylinder IHD 407 diesel engine with a displacement of 407 cubic inches, delivering around 112 PTO horsepower. Impressive for its era. The tractor was produced in Farmall row crop in International Standard or Wheatland configurations, but all models were hydrostatic only, highlighting IH's commitment to this innovative technology. Its hydrostatic transmission gave operators smooth, precise control, a stark contrast to the gear-driven tractors of the time. Driving the 1026 produced a distinctive audio signature, combining the turbo whistling of the engine with the soft hum of the hydro system. An unmistakable and somewhat bizarre soundscape. Production numbers were low, only about 2,414 Farmall units and 158 international units were made, making the 1026 a rare collector's item today. Its combination of high horsepower, cutting-edge hydro technology, limited production, and unique driving experience earned it a spot among the most notable, bizarre tractors. Not for its looks, but for the groundbreaking engineering that set it apart in the early 1970s. The Farmall 1026 remains a testament to IH's daring innovation. A tractor that rewrote the rules for high-powered, hydrostatic farming machines and earned its place in history as one of the bizarre tractors you won't believe are real. These 8 tractors prove that farming history is full of surprises. From the floating County Seahorse to the high-powered Hydro Farmall 1026, each machine pushed the boundaries of design, engineering, and imagination. Whether admired for ingenuity or laughed at for quirkiness, they've all earned a place in the Hall of Bizarre Tractor Legends. Which one would you dare to drive on your farm?